Welcome to Bohol Island, one of the best destinations here in the Philippines. Join us in our 10 Days in Bohol Ultimate Guide as we visit some of the undiscovered gems of this beautiful island paradise located in the Visayas region of the Philippines. Starting at the pristine beaches of Anda, all the way to some of the less visited hidden gems of Candijay, to the beautiful marine sanctuary of Balicasag Island. Let's get started! We started our journey last December 19 via Cebu Pacific using a piece of Firefly, which is a flight originally scheduled in November. And it kinda saved us a lot as flights around the Christmas holidays are expensive. We also avoided the holiday rush, which usually starts during the Christmas week, which is about 3 days from the day we started our trip. Travel tip number 1. You can print your own baggage and boarding pass via the Cebu Pacific self-check-in booths. This will save you time when checking in, like us who only took about 5 minutes to check in our luggage via the Cebu Pacific counters. We boarded our flight and the total flight time going to Panglao International Airport was around 1 hour and 40 minutes. Disembarkation was smooth and we were out by the airport within 15 minutes with all our luggages, ready to board our rented Toyota Vios car, courtesy of MJ's Car Rental Bohol. For 1,500 pesos per day, this reliable car will take us across several towns across Bohol for 4 days. I highly recommend MJ's Car Rental as they are very responsive and easy to talk with, and the pricing is also decent. If you're looking to rent a car here in Bohol, you can directly contact their Facebook page with the link in the description. Our first stop is Anda, which is 2.5 hours drive away from Panglao International Airport, located all the way to the southeast of Bohol Island. Roads in Bohol are one of the better roads here in the country compared to other provinces, so driving is not a hassle. We made a quick stopover at one of the most frequently visited tourist spots here in Bohol, the Baclayon Church, about 20 minutes away from the airport. It's one of the oldest churches here in the Philippines, dating all the way back to the 1700s. It's our second time here in Baclayon Church, but I didn't realize there's a museum here. So this time, I entered the museum. It's small, but contains a lot of religious and very old artifacts relating to the church. So I guess it's worth it considering it's only 150 pesos to enter. We then resumed our trip towards Anda. We got treated to some great coastal views on our way to Anda. Just look at the captured views. After a long drive, we are finally near as you enter Anda's Provincial Road, which leads all the way to Anda town proper. The main reason we visited Anda is we want to revisit this beautiful town where I did my first full iron distance triathlon, the Timex 226, where I proposed to my now wife after finishing this grueling endurance event, all the way back in December of 2012, which is more than a decade ago. We booked a room at the Three Little Birds Resort, which is a highly rated bed and breakfast accommodation about a kilometer away from Anda town proper and Quinale Beach. We wanted to book at the same resort where we stayed last time when we were here for the Timex 226 more than 12 years ago, but it seems it was temporarily closed as per Google Maps information. The last 500 meters Going to the resort is a rough road, but upon arrival, we got greeted by their friendly staff and settled in their cozy kubo-style rooms that are fully furnished with an aircon and a hot shower. There's a pool as well, and the overall vibe of the resort is relaxed and nature-friendly. It's really close to the beach, about a 5 minutes walk only, and the internet is also great. They also offer delicious foods with a nice selection of drinks and beers. After settling in, we took a look at the beach. As I know, Anda's beaches are one of the best, and I was right. Upon seeing the beautiful pristine white sand of the untouched beach, me and my wife talked about how our long drive to Anda was worth it. It's so beautiful that we decided to stay one more day, as we only planned to stay for a day. We strolled around the beach before heading back to ask the resort if we could extend our stay, but sadly they were fully booked. But nonetheless, we still enjoyed our short time here at Three Little Birds Resort and looking forward in a longer stay in the future. Our double room with pool view at Three Little Birds Resort cost us about 3,300 pesos, which we booked via booking.com. Food prices are also decent, ranging from 100 to 400 pesos, and it's better than most bed and breakfasts that we stayed in. They also offer spa services and transportation services if you do need one. We highly recommend this resort if you're looking for a great place here at Anda. The last time we were there, they are fully booked, and more than half of the guests are foreign tourists. We ended our long day with a nice dinner and a couple of beers with several of the guests. Day 2 in this beautiful beach paradise. I started my day early as I was going for a beach run. It seems you can run at the beach side towards Anda town proper during low tide. I'm also going to check out several accommodations near Anda town proper where we will stay for the night. One day here in Anda isn't enough, so we extended our stay and moved our other accommodations a day later. The good thing is that we booked via booking.com, which allowed us to modify our reservations. Before finding an accommodation, I made a stop at a famous tourist spot recommended by the friendly manager of Three Little Birds Resort, the Cabagnow Cave Pool. Once I reached Talisay Beach, I took a left towards the main road, and about 200 meters from the beach, I reached the entrance to Cabagnow Cave. The entrance fee is only 50 pesos and a 20 pesos parking fee if you have a car with you. The Cabagnow Cave is a collapsed limestone cavern with a striking blue pool. It's popular for swimming and cliff jumping. One important note is that it's closed for swimming for a couple of days, but you can still enter and view the cave from above. When I visited, it was closed for swimming, but I don't plan on swimming anyways, so it's not a big deal. I highly recommend visiting here if you're in Anda, even if you don't plan on swimming, as the cave formation itself is a sight to behold. Back to finding a new accommodation. I checked a couple of resorts along the way, but I decided to just find an accommodation near the Anda town and Quinali Beach, where Timex 226 was held.
And you can rent cottages for a day, and then so as you can see, low tide, so I think I'll just run to Anda or Quinali Beach, they call it, from here. So this is it, Quinali Beach of Anda, Bohol. As you can see, may mga beach park. Old Castle. Maganda si Old Castle. This is the Old Castle. I think we will stay here later. Maganda. So, this is yung beachfront nila. So, ayun, medyo low tide. And I think this is where the the Timex 226 Iron Distance Triathlon, yung parang event area that was held here. As you can see, it's really good. It's really good. Coming from Boracay just last week. So let's inquire here sa Old Castle.
We were lucky as there were several rooms that were available, and I reserved a room before taking another look at the beautiful beach here. I head out back to pick up the gang from our accommodation, and it's about a 2-kilometer run from here back to Three Little Birds Resort. We packed up and said our goodbyes to the lovely staff of Three Little Birds. And we will do a full review on a separate video of this lovely nature-friendly accommodation in the future. We drove towards Anda town proper and made a stop at a convenience store and a laundry shop before heading to our accommodation for this day, the Old Castle Resort. We booked a room for only 2,500 pesos per night, and while the room is basic, it's clean and has modern amenities like a large screen TV and air conditioning, as well as a hot shower. The internet is great as well, fast and reliable. Back in 2012, during Timex 226, the signal here was not that reliable, and it's good to see having great cellular signal and fast internet here more than a decade later. I'll do a separate review of this nice resort in a separate video, but a quick summary of this place is that its location is awesome, directly in front of the beach. The staff are super friendly, and the food and drinks are awesome. I highly recommend Old Castle Resort if you're looking for an accommodation here at Anda. Another recommended place by the Three Little Birds manager is the White Heaven, a nature preserve overlooking the beautiful coastal town of Anda. There's a cafe before you climb up the stairs, and if you plan to climb all the way up the hill, make sure you're fit enough as it's very tiring. The view is worth it though, but we wish we didn't bring Nyanya with us as it's kinda dangerous as the stairs are not well maintained. Once we reached the top though, our effort was rewarded with this beautiful view of Anda. We head back down to the cafe to grab some drinks as we're super tired from that long climb and descent. There's milk tea and foods as well, aside from some great coffee, so if you're around Anda, it's worth a trip considering it's just a 5 minutes drive away from Anda town proper. We drove back to the resort, rested, and took a quick look at the beautiful Anda town at night before grabbing some great food and drinks at Old Castle's amazing beachside bar. We're calling it a night as we have a long drive the next day to our next destination. It's day 3 and our second full day here at Quinali Beach in Anda. The serene beauty and peaceful atmosphere makes this place truly special. No crowds, just pure relaxation. The slow-paced provincial life here is such a rare and refreshing experience. Before hitting the road for our long drive to Candijay, we fueled up with a hearty breakfast and a comforting cup of coffee. Saying goodbye to the amazing people at Old Castle Resort wasn't easy, but one thing's for sure. We'll be back for a longer stay next time. It's about an hour drive away from Anda towards Candijay, And our first destination is the Can-Umantad Falls. I just looked at Google Maps on what possible tourist spots we can visit along the way to Carmen, and this is one of the highly rated locations on Google Maps. One of the best tourist spots here in Bohol. By the time we visited last December of 2024, the road leading up to the falls is only passable by motorcycles. So you need to park your car at the main road before boarding up a motorcycle, or habal-habal they call it here, for 100 pesos round trip. Since Nyanya was asleep, I was the only one who went to Can-Umantad Falls. It's about a 5 minutes motorcycle ride down the steep roads going to the falls entrance. Upon arrival, you'll be asked to pay for the entrance fee of only 30 pesos, and there will be a guide provided that will accompany you for free. But of course, I gave my guide a tip, as they will assist you even with your photos and videos at the falls. It's just a short walk down a scenic path towards the Can-Umantad Falls. The Can-Umantad Falls is a sight to behold. The long drive from Anda is definitely worth it, as you marvel at the beautiful waterfalls here in Candijay. You can also take a dip at the bottom of the falls, like several of the guests that you can see in the video. Just make sure you bring a change of clothes with you. Our next stop here in Candijay is the Canawa Cold Spring, which is about a 10 minutes drive away from Can-Umantad Falls. There's an entrance fee of 20 pesos only, and there is a shallow pool aside from the deep, cool blue water located at the end of the place. There were only a handful of tourists when we visited, and we didn't swim as it was too cool for us, though if it was around summer, this place is perfect to cool off from the hot summer heat. Roads are great as well, and it seems it has recently been built, with ample enough parking space for both motorcycles and cars. After a short break, we head out to Carmen, where our next accommodation for this day is located. We got treated with some scenic views as we passed by several towns along the way. And we made a quick stop over at the Malinaw Dam in Bilar, Bohol. We resumed our travel towards Carmen, and about an hour away from Candijay, we finally reached our next accommodation at Matilde Bed and Breakfast, located in La Paz, Carmen. Travel tip number 2. If you have a loose itinerary just like us, use Booking.com, as this booking website allows you to modify your reservations a day before your booking date, as long as the property allows it. Booking.com is really flexible, as we have used it for several years now, just like how we amended our accommodations in Bohol, as we extended our stay in Anda for an additional day. We booked a room for a night for only 2,500 pesos, which includes breakfast. The rooms are clean and spacious, with a nice smart TV, fast internet, and a hot shower. It's about 5 minutes drive away from the world-famous Chocolate Hills Natural Monument. We rested before heading out to visit Bohol's most famous natural landmark, which is the Chocolate Hills. It's our second time here, and it seems they have a new and better system in place where you can leave your car at a wide open parking lot and pay the entrance fee here. before boarding a van that will take you up to the viewing area and restaurant. A lot of tourists visit here since it's world famous and truly a sight to behold. Also, it's just around a 1.5 hours drive from Panglao, where most of the tourists stay, and you get to visit several other locations like Loboc River, Tarsier Conservation Center, and the Bilar man-made forest. For better views, you can further climb up the stairs up to the viewing deck so you have the best views of the surrounding Chocolate Hills. It's the Philippines' third national geological monument and on the Philippines' tentative list for inclusion in the UNESCO World Heritage List. One of the most common theories on how the hills formed is that formation of the Chocolate Hills began millions of years ago, when the island of Bohol was still underwater. As the tectonic plates shifted and the sea levels changed, the coral reefs were pushed upwards, creating a limestone plateau. Over time, rainwater and other formations of erosion began to wear away at the limestone, creating the unique karst landscape we see today. After viewing the beautiful Chocolate Hills from the top, we went down and tried out the food at the restaurant, and while it's not the best, it's certainly worth a try considering it's not too expensive. After an eventful and exhausting day, exploring some of Bohol's stunning natural wonders, we finally returned to our accommodation, ready to unwind and recharge for the night. Day 4 and another long drive from us as we decided to visit another famous tourist spot near Carmen, the Danao Adventure Park. It's about an hour drive away from Matilde Bed and Breakfast, so for me, it's worth a trip for us since we're just coming from Carmen. But if you are coming from other locations like Panglao, I think it's not worth the trip unless you plan on staying near Danao Adventure Park, because it's too far and the long drive is too tiring for me. Another scenic drive, we saw what a chocolate hill looks like up close. Up close and personal with a chocolate hill. Yan lang yun. Upon arrival, we park our car and explore the vicinity as the whole park is on a lunch break from 12 noon to 1 p.m. There's a restaurant at the entrance and the accommodations offered by the park are located in front as well. There's an entrance fee of 60 pesos per adult and 20 pesos parking fee. Here's a quick preview of the updated rates for the adventures offered by the park. You can view the full updated 2025 rates and accommodation rates via their Facebook page. We lined up at the ticketing booth to get ourselves some tickets for the Sky Ride, which allows all three of us to do this activity. And the Suwi Slide just for me only, and I highly recommend, especially if you're a bit adventurous. The Sky Ride is around a 15 minutes back and forth ride overlooking the scenic river valley below. To our surprise, our toddler wasn't afraid of heights at all. In fact, she really enjoyed the view. Up next on my adventure is the Suwi Slide. This thrilling experience lets you glide along a cable in a position that gives you an incredible view of the river valley below. Safety is a top priority here, with strict procedures in place so you can enjoy the ride with confidence. Plus, you get not just one, but two back and forth slides for double the fun. Check out the awesome scenic footage that I captured. Nyanya and Gio were waiting for me at the other end of the slide. Overall, a super fun experience here at Danao Adventure Park. I highly recommend, especially if you like outdoor activities and the nature vibe of Danao. We spent about 30 minutes hanging out here in Danao Adventure Park, exploring the other activities and grabbing a quick snack. After that, it was time to head out to our next destination, the peaceful and picturesque Loboc, home to the beautiful Loboc River. It's about a 2-hour drive down south towards our next accommodation, which is the Loboc Cool River Resort. It's directly beside the Loboc River, and we booked a night for only 3,100 pesos for a family room with garden view. This small nature-friendly resort in Loboc is a hidden gem, with modern amenities like a smart TV, an aircon, hot shower, and really fast internet. I guess the only downside is that since we have a very active toddler, we were afraid of disturbing the nearby rooms. They might hear our toddler running around as the floors are made of wood. Staff are super friendly, they serve great food, and the whole place is just so chill and relaxing. They also offer guided tours of Loboc River, and we availed one of the best experiences we had this 2024, the Firefly watching at Loboc River. It's about a 40 minutes boat ride from our accommodation to the place where fireflies group up and mate, around the isolated parts of Loboc River. It's super dark, and our guide only used spotlight on occasions for navigation. We only had a handful of footage of the fireflies, and it's truly magical that even our toddler enjoyed. Here's a photo so you can see the silhouette of the trees where the fireflies gather. The French couple that we took the tour along were in awe of this, as this is the first time they saw a firefly light show. It's really a sight to behold, and I would highly recommend that you try it out as well whenever you're here in Bohol. Day 5 here in the peaceful and relaxing vibe of Loboc, and I'm out for a run. I'm going to the Loboc River Cruise area at the Loboc Town Plaza to check out that area before I head back so we can grab a quick breakfast and go to our next destination, which is Bilar, where the man-made forest and the Tarsier conservation area is located. Early morning and the floating restaurants are preparing for the lunchtime river cruises later that day. There's an old church town and a bell tower here as well, and the view of the river is awesome. I head back to our accommodation so we can avail our free breakfast and coffee before we head out. The Loboc Cool River Resort is a great affordable accommodation here in Loboc, and we highly recommend it if you're looking for a spacious but affordable accommodation right near Loboc River. We said our goodbyes to the friendly staff of Loboc Cool River, And we're going north up the hills of Bilar for one of the most famous tourist spots here in Bohol, Instagrammable Bilar Man-Made Forest. Since it's our second time here, we know a better spot where there are less tourists, and we were lucky that a mobile photography group is there, taking professional shots for about 150 pesos only per photo. Travel tip number 3. For better shots and less crowds, here's my tip whenever you're going to visit the Bilar Man-Made Forest. So this is the Instagrammable spot here. So yes, pro tip, go to the second bend, don't stop on the first bend kasi here it's in a high position so you can get better shot overlooking yung man-made forest kasama yung mga trees. After getting our photos printed, we continued our ride towards the Tarsier Conservation Area. When we arrived, the site was bustling with tourists. Fortunately, as we entered the area where the Tarsiers rest, most of the crowd had started to leave, giving us a perfect opportunity to capture some shots of these fascinating nocturnal creatures. I highly recommend checking out this area to help support the effort to preserve this endangered species. We head out to drive to our last area of accommodation, Panglao Island. It's about 1.5 hour drive from Bilar towards Tawala in Panglao Island, where our accommodation for 4 days is located, Henann Resort, Tawala. We're on the final stretch of our road trip, and while it's been tiring, the journey has been nothing short of incredible. Exploring some of Bohol's hidden gems has truly made this adventure unforgettable. Stepping out of our comfort zone to discover more of this beautiful island has been one of the best decisions we've ever made. Just 5 days in, and we're already in awe of how breathtaking Bohol and the Philippines is. This is our 4th time in Bohol, but it's the first time we ventured beyond Panglao and Bilar. And honestly, it's been one of the most rewarding travel experience we ever had. And the best part, our Bohol adventure isn't over yet. There are still so many amazing experiences waiting for us as we still have 5 days left on our holiday adventure here in the beautiful island of Panglao. Up next are just some more amazing experiences for us. Balicasag Island and its breathtaking marine sanctuary. Panglao Island's Hinagdanan Cave and South Farm. And one of the best hotels and resorts here in Panglao, Henann Resorts Tawala, Alona Beach, and Premier Coast. We started our day early as we were scheduled for dolphin watching and Balicasag Island tour via Klook. We checked in late the day before as we drove all the way from Bilar down south to Tawala in Panglao Island, where the Henann group of resorts are all located. Our check-in was seamless as usual. Henann's service is excellent. We only relaxed the whole day before so we can get ready for our island hopping tour on Christmas Eve. It's our third time here at Henann, but our first day in their newly opened Henann Tawala Resort, located in front of the resort complex. We will cover a full review of Henann Tawala Resort in the future, which I will link below in the description. But for now, you can now view the walking tour of Henann's huge resort complex, covering both Henann Resort Tawala, Henann Elona Beach Resort, and the beachfront of the Henann complex. We were picked up from our hotel at around 6 a.m. and taken to the Panglao Island port, where our friendly tour guide warmly greeted us. Total cost of our tour via Klook is 5,100 pesos. Although Klook's service is slightly more expensive than other local tour operators, the extra cost is well worth it. Our tour operator provided excellent care, handling every detail seamlessly. Plus, we enjoyed a private boat tour all to ourselves. Our adventure began with dolphin watching, our first stop of the day. The boat ride to the dolphin watching area was breathtaking, offering stunning views of Panglao Island, illuminated by the golden hues of the sunrise. Around 40 minutes, our tour operator started slowly reducing speed as they tried to spot the dolphins. After about 10 minutes, we got lucky along with several boats to finally spot a group of dolphins, and it was amazing. You truly need to experience it up close. Even our toddler really enjoyed the sight of dolphins swimming alongside the boats. While our initial dolphin watching experience was unforgettable, we had no idea that it would soon be surpassed by what awaited us at our next destination, the breathtaking marine sanctuary of Balicasag Island. Upon arrival at Balicasag Island, we were given about 30 minutes to rest and get ready for the activities at Balicasag Island. First is snorkeling with the fishes, and next is our tour favorite, swimming with sea turtles. Everything was again handled by our tour operator, and we awaited at the dispatch area so we could get assigned by a tour guide. We were lucky to get assigned to John Riel and his nephew, which is super awesome as they really took the time to give us an amazing experience. We then boarded a small boat to take us to the snorkeling area, which is about 150 meters from the shoreline and well marked with buoys, so it's safe considering that you have a life vest aside from the swimming lines. Since I know how to swim in the open water doing triathlons, I opted not to wear a vest. I went back so my wife could take her turn, and we were quite surprised at our toddler not being afraid of the open water. In fact, the thing that she hated was the saltiness of the seawater, but she truly enjoyed swimming in the open water. Tourists, it's a nice weather today, as you can see.
And it's all worth it. Daming fish. Bye-bye fish.
We move on to the area where the sea turtles are frequently spotted. About a 20 minutes paddle, and it's an area with diverse coral reef formations. About 10 minutes in, and we found our first sea turtle at the seafloor, resting and eating. We decided to find a swimming sea turtle as we don't want to disturb the ones that are resting. The second sea turtle we spotted was resting, but about the time we were going to leave, it began swimming away, and it was one of the most memorable experiences ever as it gracefully swam towards us.
Bring your life back, we can breathe again. When dealing with the pain, no, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
It was an unforgettable experience for us, and I highly recommend that you try to do the Balicasag Island tour whenever you're in Bohol, as it's truly worth it. We've been to Bohol several times already, and this is just our first time to do this activity. We truly regret not doing it on our previous travels here in Bohol, but at least when we went to Balicasag, our nyanya was with us already to experience this magical marine sanctuary. We then headed back to our tour operator and said our goodbyes with John Riel and his nephew for the unforgettable experience we had. After about a 30 minutes boat ride, we're already back in Panglao port and said our goodbyes as well to our tour operator. We highly recommend to book with Klook for your Balicasag Island tour, as if you do book your activity with Klook, you'll be under the care of the same tour operator that gave us an amazing experience here at Balicasag Island. After a relaxing afternoon, we got ready for a magical beachside Christmas Eve dinner in front of the Seabreeze restaurant. The night was filled with festive cheer as we indulged in a delicious buffet at Henann's beachfront at Alona Beach, making it a truly unforgettable Christmas Eve experience. Christmas Day, and we woke up to a late morning breakfast buffet here at Henann Tawala Resort. Since we've been doing activities non-stop for 6 days, our 7th day is uneventful as we just decided to relax and recover here at our hotel. And later in the evening, checking out the Tawala town. We went to Rue de Premier, a bustling commercial complex filled with amazing restaurants and shops. Since our daughter loves indoor playgrounds, we couldn't pass up the chance to let her enjoy one, and she had an absolute blast. Later that evening, we surprised her with a special present, and her excitement was priceless.
Wow! Wow!
It was the perfect way to wrap up our day. The next morning, it was time to move out to our final accommodation here in Panglao, the Henann Premier Coast. This is the newest Henann resort in Tawala, located just outside the Henann Alona complex. It's about a 5-minute walk along the beach or a short van ride to the next street leading to Premier Coast. We can't wait to settle in and explore this amazing resort, overlooking the beautiful Alona beach. Just look at this view from their sky pool. You can click on this link to watch our full view of Henann Premier Coast. After we settled in, I walked to the nearest Hertz car rental, which is about 500 meters away from the Henann Alona complex, and rented a small car so we can explore Panglao's tourist spots today until tomorrow. It rained in the afternoon, so I decided to do the exploration by myself, and my first stop was Hinagdanan Cave in Dauis, about 12 kilometers away from Henann Premier Coast. Entrance fee to the cave is only 50 pesos, but if you want to swim in the cool cave waters of Hinagdanan Cave, there's an additional 75 pesos. I head back to the car and went to visit the old St. Augustine Church and the Panglao Watchtower, but it started to rain hard, so I went back to the hotel. We spent the day unwinding and indulging in the delicious food at Henann Premier Coast. With their modern smart TV, we enjoyed a cozy Netflix binge, something you don't always find in hotels but is becoming a norm in most homes. As the rain poured outside, we wrapped up the night in the comfort of our luxurious room, making the most of our stay at Henann Premier Coast. I started my day early as I needed to return the car to Hertz. So while my wife and toddler were still sleeping, I drove all the way to South Farm, which is about a 10 minutes drive from Henann Premier Coast. South Farm is a 9-hectare organic land property that is located in Bolod, Panglao, and has several attractions including farm animals that you can feed. There's a restaurant where they serve their farm-raised fish and foods. Entrance is only 198 pesos inclusive of a 50 pesos voucher consumable at South Farm. You can check out our walking tour video of South Farm by clicking this link. I returned the car to Hertz and walked back to Henann Premier Coast as we relaxed at the beachside before heading to Henann Alona Resort's Sea Breeze Cafe for a lunch buffet. It's only 798 pesos per person and Nyanya is free. The buffet is excellent, offering a wide selection of food from different cuisines. We headed back to Henann Premier Coast and enjoyed our remaining hours here at Panglao as we relaxed and enjoyed the sight of the beautiful Alona Beach in their sky pool overlooking the sea. The days went by so fast, but our experience here in Bohol is truly a treasure, especially as our toddler was with us all the way. We hope that you enjoyed our 10 days in Bohol, and hopefully, this will inspire and guide you to explore one of the hidden gems of the Philippines, the beautiful island of Bohol. We'll leave you with some more footage of our last night in Bohol as we take a dip at Henann Premier Coast Sky Pool at night, and our trip back to Manila. If you enjoyed this video and help you in your future travel plans, please like and subscribe for more amazing travel videos. Thanks and see you in our next adventure.